Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the life of one of '17's most fascinating members, the leader himself, S.Coups. Whether you're a longtime carrot or just getting into K-pop, this is going to be a fun ride because there's a lot more to Seung-cheol than just his catchy raps and leadership skills. So first off, let's get the basics out of the way. S.Coups was born Choi Seung-cheol on August 8, 1995 in Daegu, South Korea. That makes him a Leo. And if you know anything about Leos, you know they love to shine. But here's a twist, Seung-cheol also has a calm and thoughtful energy of an INFP, though he sometimes leans ISTP. It's like he can be the fiery leader and yet the quiet strategist at the same time. And honestly, that duality is part of why fans love him so much. I personally think this balance is really interesting. I mean, a lot of idols have strong stage personas, but S.Coups is someone who keeps a lot of depth behind the scenes. He trained for 6 whole years before debuting in 2015, and during that time, he went through multiple pre-debut experiences. He was supposed to debut with Newest, then almost with Tempest alongside Woozi, but that didn't happen. Imagine the patience and resilience it takes to keep going through all that uncertainty. Speaking of leadership, did you know he's called '17's father? And not just because he is the oldest, though he is one of the older members, but because he genuinely cares for the group like a family. I love that about him because in K-pop, leadership isn't just about being the loudest or the strongest, it's about emotional intelligence. And S.Coups has it in spades. And get this, he's also known as the Beagle King. If you haven't seen it, he's got this playful, mischievous side. Like, he'll splash water on his friends who are sleeping at the table and then run away. That's such a contrast to the serious leader image, and it makes him so relatable. Honestly, don't you think it is fascinating when someone can balance both strict leadership and playful energy? Let me know in the comments if you think you'd be able to handle both sides of S.Coups. Now, let's talk about his early life a bit. He has an older brother, and he spent a lot of time honing skills outside of music. He did taekwondo for 7 years, and even has a black belt. I can't help but feel like that discipline shaped his approach to being a leader. Martial arts teaches focus, patience, and respect, all things you can see in how he guides 17. Education-wise, he attended Seoul School of Performing Arts and then Hanyang University, majoring in practical music in the K-pop course. This isn't just a footnote, he genuinely studied to improve his craft. I think that, as something a lot of people overlook about idols, many of them aren't just naturally talented. They put in the academic and technical work to back it up. Speaking of work ethic, here's a fun fact to us. Coups has dimples and eyelashes that are 1 centimeter long. Yes, 1 centimeter. I know it sounds random, but it has little things like this that make fans notice the details and adore him even more. And if you've ever watched Weekly Idol, you know how these quirky facts become iconic moments. Let's dive into his musical influences. He cites Big Bang's Taeyang and Seo Kyunggu as his favorite Korean singers, and he even said he dreams of meeting Taeyang one day. Personally, I love when idols have role models. It shows humility. Even someone as confident as S.Coups looks up to others in the industry and uses that inspiration to grow. And speaking of confidence, here's something that really stands out. While he projects strength on stage, S.Coups admits he's actually very fragile inside and easily moved to tears, especially when seeing his members cry. I feel like this is a big lesson in leadership. Real leaders don't just show strength, they empathize deeply. I wonder, do you guys think this emotional side makes him a better leader? Type yes or no in the comments, I'm really curious. Now, moving on to some of his personal likes and quirks, he loves cherries like a lot, and his favorite ice cream flavor is Cherry Jubilee at Baskin-Robbins. He's also picky with food. He dislikes anything too spicy or sour, hates lotus root, but loves Baltic stir-fried noodles. Honestly, I love hearing these small, humanizing details. It makes him feel less like a distant celebrity and more like someone you'd actually hang out with. Hobbies, he's into reading, playing games, and sports. And get this, he's competitive in games. I can totally see him leading his team in a video game and strategizing like he does with 17 performances. Also, he prefers summer over winter, dislikes roller coasters, and has a driver's license. It's amazing how these little details paint a full picture of his personality. Let's not forget his pre-debut features. He was on Reina's solo song Superwoman, featured in S Blue's Wonder Boy music video, and even appeared in NUEST's Face MV. Seeing him in all these pre-debut projects, you can really sense the growth he's had. I sometimes think about how different 17 might have been without S.Coups as a leader. What do you think? Could someone else have led with the same heart and strength? And here's a really cool detail: he created his own stage name. S.Coups comes from his real name, Seung-cheol. Seung means clearly winning and cheol means fair, so essentially, he chose a name that reflects winning fairly. I personally think that's such a powerful way to take ownership of your identity. It's like he is always reminding himself and everyone else that success isn't just about talent, it's about fairness and integrity. Now, let's dive even deeper into S.Coups' personality and what makes him so lovable to carrots in K-pop fans worldwide. Beyond his playful Beagle King persona, he's known for being incredibly reliable. Jangin and Seungkwan often go to him for advice, and he gives honest, thoughtful answers. That shows a side of leadership that often overlooked: the emotional and moral guidance that keeps a team grounded. Honestly, I think that's one of the reasons 17 works so well as a group. He's also mischievous, though. I love hearing stories of him splashing water on sleeping friends and running away. It's these little antics that make dorm life so fun to imagine. And it seems like he enjoys keeping life playful even when his responsibilities are huge. I have to ask you all, if you lived in a dorm with S.Coups, do you think you'd fall for his playful tricks or be too cautious around him? I'm curious what you think, so drop it in the comments. His hobbies give us even more insight. Reading, sports, gaming, these aren't just pastimes. They show a balance in his life between relaxation, strategy, and staying active. And the fact that he gets competitive when gaming, that's very much in line with his leadership style. He loves to challenge himself and others, not in a mean way, but to bring out the best in the people around him. Something else that I personally find fascinating is his ideal type and perspective on relationships. In a fun twist on One Fine Day Japan, he jokingly said if he were a girl in 17, he'd pick himself because he thinks he's good looking. But when it comes to his real ideal type, he's drawn to someone who can cook well and has a hearty appetite. I mean, isn't that adorable? It really humanizes him and shows that he enjoys the simple joys in life: good food and meaningful connections. S.Coups is also deeply thoughtful about his appearance and style. He likes wearing cool, edgy accessories, going shopping with Mingyu, and paying attention to details in his look. But beneath that exterior, he's someone who values comfort and rest. He often prefers to sleep when he gets the chance rather than going out. That's such a relatable trait, right? Even with fame and responsibility, he prioritizes his well-being. And here's a little secret that might surprise some fans. Despite being the strong leader, he's easily moved to tears. Whenever his members cry, he cries too, and even if he's dealing with something troubling, he keeps his irritations to himself. That vulnerability is rare in K-pop leaders, and I think it's part of why fans feel so connected to him. It's like you can trust that he genuinely cares, not just about the music or the group, but about the people themselves. Now, let's talk about his friendships and interactions with other 17 members. He used to share a room with Wonwoo, and his relationships with the members are filled with little stories of mentorship, jokes, and deep trust. For example, he was behind the moment when Mingyu told new trainee Jangin to call him Sun Venom. Little moments like that show his influence and playful guidance. It's leadership, but in a warm, human way, not a distant authority figure. And we can't forget his musical influence and ambitions. S.Coups looks up to artists like TVXQ's Yenho, G-Dragon, Taeyang, and Zico. His dream isn't just limited to music he wants to act to. Personally, I think seeing idols with multi-dimensional ambitions is inspiring. It reminds us that creativity isn't confined to one path. It also makes me wonder how his leadership might evolve if he pursues acting seriously one day. Would he bring the same nurturing energy into a drama set? Probably. And that's exciting to think about. Lastly, let's reflect on why S.Coups resonates with so many fans. He's complex, strong yet sensitive, playful yet responsible, ambitious yet grounded. He's someone who carefully crafts his image, but also lets glimpses of his real self shine through. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway: being authentic in multiple dimensions is powerful, whether you're a K-pop idol or just navigating your own life. So, what do you all think? Which S.Coups trait resonates with you the most? The leader, the Beagle King, the competitive gamer, or the genuinely caring friend? I really want to know. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you learned something new about him today, hit that like button to support the channel and share this video with other carrots. That's it for today's deep dive into 17's leader, S.Coups. I hope you enjoyed this closer look into his life, his quirks, and what makes him such a beloved figure in K-pop. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video with more fun K-pop insights. Annyeong!